Now, we reached out to Jack Tremarco. He is the top polygraph operator on the globe, in my opinion. He's a former FBI special agent, FBI polygraph examiner. He trains these folks to do this. He's conducted over 3,500 polygraph examinations in his extraordinary career. Let me ask you, did you feel like this was a fair test?
Very much.
And you did not detect any countermeasures? She wasn't on any medications that negate the protocol? You wouldn't have gone forward, but just so people know, you screen for that and detect.
Right. We discussed any subject that came up. As I told Jody, there were no secrets in this case. There would be no tricks or surprises, that it would take at least an hour and a half. And I asked her about medications, pain, medical concerns, how much sleep she got. I wanted to be sure that she was a suitable candidate for polygraph testing.
Mm-hmm. You ask one question two different ways because that is the purest protocol, correct?
Right, it's called specific issue testing.
Well, you ask one question two different ways,
mm-hmm.
and the questions that were asked were, did you stab Risa? And your answer was?
No.
Did you stab Risa with a knife? And your answer was?
No.
And the results are that you were non-deceptive, you were telling the truth, you did not stab your sister. It says here that when the results were scored, there was a 7+ with a 2+ needed on this particular protocol, so this wasn't a close call.
No. She would have needed a -4 or above to have failed, a +2 or above to have passed, and obviously +7 is well above that.
Laura, what do you have to say? You wanted the polygraph administered.
I would like to say formally that I apologize to her for accusing her.
Thank you for saying that. She didn't fit the profile.
A profile is a study of a particular group. In this case, the group would be lust murderers. Based on what I read in the reports, this probably, not certainly, but probably was a lust murder or an attempt at a sexual assault which ended in a homicide. That having been said, I would then research studies that have been done, interviews that have been done with all lust murderers that are in the program, and then learn the probabilities and tendencies that are associated with that group. And first and foremost, the lust murderer is a man.
The way you describe this crime, did she describe this crime the way somebody guilty of murder would describe it?
No. When I read the email that you sent to the show asking for Dr. Phil's assistance, you described your sister's death as brutally murdered. And usually, a criminal will use minimization in their verbiage. In other words, the real murderer might have said that Risa was stabbed with a knife and died.
And 18 times and a broken off blade. We're talking rage here.
Rage. Rage.